Yeah, there it is. There. Yes. Okay, now can you hear me? Oh, you can? Okay. There's like a setting. No, I don't play a custom, I play a Billy Pro. Hey. Hit me for 90. What? Bro, I was trying to break it, but I didn't want to. So. I hit you 100. My back, you doing it, so you pick me. You saw that on YouTube, on the... Okay, fine. Why did... My first video was a battleship video. Okay, I'm not kill you. I said I won't kill you. I won't kill you, bro. I said I won't kill you. I'm gonna kill you because you tried to kill me. Oh. I hit you with a pickaxe for some reason. You're gonna hit one from me. I can't AR you, bro.
Why can't you? I hear myself on the stream.
Because I don't want people to hear you. Or do you want me to? Okay,
Put it on your
okay, now you can hear me.
channel already on the phone, and then I have to connect it to the PlayStation.
Now can you hear yourself? No. What? You literally went, bro! You literally went through my stair, bro.
Wait, do I have to start a YouTube channel and then I start it on the PlayStation or something?
Yeah, you have to put your information on your vehicle.
Oh, yeah, so I have to start one on the phone? Freaking booty dog. Uh-huh.
40? I hit you 40? Come on. Oh, this guy ray us.
I might start a YouTube channel.
Put like a message in the chat or something.
Messages. I said I might start a YouTube channel.
No, put a message
Well, I already
in it.
have one, but I'm gonna start it on a PlayStation. Did you start your YouTube channel on the phone? Or did you make videos on the phone? Or no?
Bro, you're 10 HP!
Did you?
I hit you 190 to the head, bro. Come on.
Did you, Gustavo, or no?
What?
Did you, what's it called, did you start a YouTube channel on the phone and then you added it to your PlayStation or something?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what you have to do. You have to make a YouTube channel first, and then you have to like add all that stuff to the PlayStation.
Yeah, you gotta put your email and stuff too. For YouTube. Oh my gosh, bro! It's 7 and 8.
Match. I'm gonna try to start one. I'm gonna go to the lobby.
Eat this shit. Wait, you have more than me? Oh no, we're the same. I was gonna say, you have more than me. Wait, don't go back to hub.
Did the match.
Victory! Worship you. Oh, whoa. straight back, looking like a star. Whoa.
It's over here. Did it take a long time to start a YouTube channel?
Not really. It only took like a day, and then you had to wait 24 hours for it to do anything, and then you can start it the next day.
Oh, well, I have to use. I wish I got on Amazon. I'm gonna ask her. Wait, I'm gonna call my mom. Okay.
Who's this kid? You want me to end stream or no? Sound chat.
Okay, Gustavo.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I check what my password is?
Huh? What'd you say?
How, how do I check my password?
Hmm.
You know how to check the password if you forget it on YouTube, or how do you check if because I don't remember my password for my YouTube, but I already signed in. It's this email right there. Just enter my password. Yeah. And then it says enter my old password. Yeah.
50 views on my cat bottle flipping. 50? Views on cat bottle flipping. Kick that swagger kid.
They didn't send me anything.
Who are the 50 people who watching my thing? That's crazy. Crazy. It's crazy, bruh. It's crazy. Kick that Martin dude. Please.
We're done.
We're trying to play some duos.
Yeah. It's right here. Or I could change it and do my mom's. Because every time since I'll do my mom's. It always comes to my mom. It's iCloud.
If you see a pile of mysterious goo, you're better off running the other way. You never know if it's secretly one of the Clintar, which is a species of extraterrestrial symbiotes that run amok in Marvel's world. These guys can be serious trouble for all who cross their path, so always be on the lookout. Today's video is breaking down all of the main Marvel symbiotes that have plagued heroes and villains alike throughout the years. We'll be talking about who they are, where you've seen them, and just how they can ruin your life forever. So let's get into it right now. First up, we can't really start breaking down the symbiotes until we know where they truly came from. And if you thought all these symbiotes didn't have a crazy origin story, think again. Their beginnings trace all the way back to before the universe started. And if you trace that twisted web of pain and suffering, you'll find Null standing above them all in terrifying glory. Null is an ancient evil deity who existed before the universe itself. This dude loves the dark and was perfectly happy floating forever in pitch blackness. So when that pesky thing called creation started, he wasn't very happy, which set off a chain of events resulting in him forming an artificial planet, which came to be known as Clintar, or Planet of the Symbiotes. After using the symbiotes as weapons to attempt to conquer the galaxy and send everything back to darkness, the symbiotes rebelled against their god and imprisoned him. Null is all bad news, but he's also kinda awesome. I mean, he created a sword of living darkness known as the All Black, and used it to decapitate a celestial. Credit where credit is due. But isn't it pretty crazy that both Topher Grace and Tom Hardy have played the same role? Right, okay. Venom is far and away the most famous symbiote, but a lot of people actually don't know his comic history. Introduced first in the comics, Venom has a fascinating backstory. After taking a major part in the Kree-Skrull War, the symbiote found its way to Earth, where it bonded with its first human. And it's not who you think. Did you know that Deadpool was the first human Venom bonded with? But almost immediately, Deadpool disengaged, worried that his insanity would alter it. Minutes later, Spider-Man found it, and the rest is history. Powers-wise, Venom can do a lot of what Spider-Man can do, only better. He can stick to surfaces and has almost endless supply of organic webbing. Although he started as one of Spider-Man's biggest foes, the Venom symbiote has morphed into recent years to be more of an anti-hero. Now, minus the scary teeth and weird tongue, he's quite lovable, and certainly doesn't need as many brains anymore. When the Venom symbiote attached to Eddie Brock, everyone thought it was the worst possible thing. But then we were introduced to Cletus Cassidy, and everything got so much worse. Eddie was a villain, sure, but Cletus was evil incarnate. A monster with crimes too graphic to explain here in case my grandma's watching. Hi, Grandma. In the comics, while Eddie is in jail, the Venom symbiote comes off and rescues his BFF. Eddie is cellmates with Cletus, and after the escape, a little bit of the symbiote is left behind, merging with Cletus and becoming the supervillain Carnage. Now that's a simple explanation, but the comics go way more in depth with how Carnage was created. You see, in the comics, Venom believed itself to be the 998th generation of its lineage. And right about the time when Venom saved Eddie, the symbiote was due to birth another generation, and thus Carnage was born. So if you think about it, Venom is sort of Carnage's father. That's a weird thought. Let's push that away, shall we? The interesting thing about Carnage is that it's actually bonded to Cletus's blood, making it extremely difficult to separate the two. This next symbiote is a real Scream. Like, literally, her name is Scream. This symbiote was created when scientists at the Life Foundation had the brilliant idea to try to create a superpowered security force. Always a good idea, right? Anyway, these scientists managed to kidnap Venom and remove some of his seeds. Then they used these seeds and stuck them inside a few of their trusted employees. One of which was Donna Diego, a security guard with a history of psychotic episodes. Now you can imagine that mixing a symbiote with someone like Donna didn't go too well, and thus, Scream was born, causing all sorts of trouble and damage. Powers-wise, she's very similar to Venom. It just took her longer to learn to control her abilities. Overall, she has the standard super strength, super stamina, wall crawling, as well as a few nifty camouflage capabilities. The really interesting thing about Scream is that the symbiote prefers to use hair-like tendrils to attack foes. Because come on, that just looks way cooler than what everyone else can do, right? Remember how I said Venom was the 998th of his lineage and Carnage was the 999th? Well, that means you know the next one up is Lucky 1000. And you just know that spells bad news. The 1000th of anything is never a good thing. And this symbiote is a particularly nasty individual. It's Toxin. Toxin was so strong and dangerous that both Venom and Carnage feared him. Can you believe that? If those two heavyweights are afraid of anything, then the whole world should be afraid. And Toxin definitely lived up to his reputation. After Toxin bonded with a police officer, Pat Mulligan, who tried to teach the new symbiote how to deal proper justice. But eventually Toxin was forced to bond with another individual, Eddie Brock, and things got much messier. When the symbiote was with Pat, it had all the normal symbiote powers, only far superior in every way to Venom and Carnage. But once it merged with Eddie, things were taken to the next level, and Toxin really lived up to his name. Probably the coolest new feature Toxin got after bonding with Eddie was the poisonous fangs, which packed one heck of a bite. There are some truly unique symbiotes in the Marvel Universe, but one of the most interesting is Hybrid. The crazy thing about Hybrid is that it's not just one symbiote, it's 4. I mentioned earlier how Scream was made when the Life Foundation injected 5 symbiotes into 5 employees. Scream disposed of the other 4 hosts, leaving the 4 symbiotes known as Riot, Phage, Lasher, and Agony all alone. In a bizarre twist, the 4 of them combined into a single symbiote entity known as Hybrid, and fused themselves with a security guard who had once helped them escape from containment. Their host name is Scott Washington, a guard who had lost the ability to walk. Once Hybrid fused with him, he regained that ability again. The only downside was that now he had 4 different voices / personalities in his head talking to him. That would be enough to drive even Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, we definitely dig it. But although Mavis may be a secret agent by day, she also has a double life with her symbiote, which uses the codename Payback. And we just got to say she looks a lot better than most of these other symbiotes. Sure, she's deadly, but...
Hello? Carlo? Carlo?
Hello? Hang on, I'm doing something.
You wanna play the Daily Duels Cup? Don't you have 2FA?
Yeah.
Cause I do Daily Duels. I'm gonna end the stream because it's not gonna help me do anything. Guys, I'm gonna start streaming